crazy ridiculous. I feel like I just gotta hold it for the rest of the show now. Why is it so, it works so well? I'm gonna like hit something though. I swear I'm gonna hit something. Oh, see, look. Oh, Phantom Menace, how I adore. I guess it's the same, hey? I still, to this day, ooh, it's smoking. Is that steaming? Smoking? Can you see that? Should I open it? Is that a bad thing? Wow. I guess this is his actual... Oh. It comes with a training cup. I love it. Kind of looks like a chocolate. Let's get it. Let's get it. How do I do this and not crash it? Again, there's kind of a backstory to this of why I love it so much. It's so great. It's too great that I hated it. Oh. I think my skill set is being ridiculous. I think that's my strength. If I was in a job interview, what's your strength? Being absolutely but crazy ridiculous. I feel like I just gotta hold it for the rest of the show now. Why is it so, it works so well? I'm gonna like hit something though. I swear I'm gonna hit something. Oh, see, look. Oh, Phantom Menace, how I adore. I guess it's the same, hey? I still, to this day, ooh, it's smoking. Is that steaming? Smoking? Can you see that? Should I open it? Is that a bad thing? Wow. I guess this is his actual... Oh. It comes with a training cup. I love it. Kind of looks like a chocolate. Let's get it. Let's get it. How do I do this and not crash it? Again, there's kind of a backstory to this of why I love it so much. It's so great. It's too great that I hated it. Oh. I think my skill set is being ridiculous. I think that's my strength. If I was in a job interview, what's your strength? Being absolutely but crazy ridiculous. I feel like I just got... Oh, when is the beginning not going to be insane? Welcome back to the race side and g'day there. Great to have you here. We've gone like 4 shows in a row with technical difficulties. Do we have microphone working? I've turned the music down. Is everything working? How we're doing? We're here. We're in one piece. I'm here. You're here. We're going to have a great show. How are we doing? How are we doing? Jalil is in here. Welcome. Sophia is here. Brady's here. Or Haunted is here. Hey, champion. How you doing? Subby. Oh my God, Subby. Thank God you're here, actually. I was going to message you. I have a question for you. DB's here. Dana's here. JT's here. Joseph is here. Eric. Jason. Oh, I love it. I love it. Great to see everyone here. Welcome, welcome. If you haven't noticed, I've gone double red today because, my God, are we in the era of the Sith, of the evil, everything bad at the moment. But I love it. I cannot wait to get into today's discussion. Spoiler, I'll say it here. This is my favorite episode of the season so far. I really loved it. So I can't wait to get into our thoughts. It's going to be interesting. Christmas meat is here. That's okay. Subby, if you're here now, I'll do it now. I framed up here, I framed my photo that Tem gave me. And down the bottom here, he wrote something. Aroha Rui or something. There's another word down there, but he told me what it meant, but I forget. Apparently, Aroha is like the New Zealander, or like Maori aloha. Is that right? I don't know, but there's something in. I think that's Maori down there. What does that say? What does that say? I want you to translate for me, essentially. Oh, but yeah, let me know. 100%. This episode is 10 out of 10. Yes, 100%. Absolutely. Yes, yeah. I think it's something Kiwi, something Maori, I believe. Anyway. Let's put that back there. 100%. How are we doing? Hello there. Had a blast last night episode. A lot of interesting implications. Yes, there's a lot to talk about. I've got the little banners ready. We're going to jump into it. It's going to be a good time. I hope you're having a great evening so far, everyone. Aroha Nui, much love. Oh. I'm melting. I'm melting. Oh, that is so wonderful. I think because he at the time he told me what it meant, but I was just so overwhelmed that I didn't listen to him at all. But that's incredible. That's so good. So you missed a quick question. Yeah, it was pretty chaotic, to be honest. I was like, I had to go to like a family member's Wi-Fi house to get their Wi-Fi. It was very chaotic, so that's okay. You didn't miss much. It was pretty random, insane. But it was a good time. But that's so good. That's insane that he wrote that then. I love it. I love it. The amount of joy you gave Tim when you asked him to sing was just so damn awesome. He's such a great dude, and he really genuinely loved it. Yes, he really like, and even off camera, he was saying like how, and like it was just. I think he actually said it in the interview. He was like, "Oh, those panels are like super boring, but it was really interesting to get to sing." I was like, "Good. Hey, Lightning, how you doing? Let's talk lightsabers." Yeah, right? Can we just sit down and talk about lightsabers for 50 minutes? Let's just do that. I'm keen for that. That sounds good. Thank you so much, Dan. I appreciate that. Hey, MJ, how you doing? How are you doing? Let's get into today's discussion. Hey, let's jump into Acolyte. I could sit and talk about Tam for another whole show, but we'll talk about Acolyte today, because what an episode did we have, people. We had a fantastic episode. My goodness, this is what I've been waiting for this show. This feel, what it showed us, what it showcased, is what I thought the Acolyte was going to be, and it's hitting there. It's hitting there. I think I do still have questions and plot points open for other storylines and previous episodes, but for what this episode is, just as a singular episode, really good, really cool. There's a lot of compliments I have for this episode. Not too much that I have to criticize within this episode by itself. Not talking about the great story, but just this episode, it's very, very ranking very high for me. I thought it was really good. I don't know about you, but I immediately had to replay it. I kind of, go about and do other things and, maybe watch it the next day before this show, but I watched it again like an hour later. I was like, this is too good. This is really, really entertaining. But off the bat, what did you think of this episode? Let me know right now. Hey Nathan, how you doing? Where are you from? So usually run into, I can't tell if you pull my leg, but that's hilarious. Oh, yeah, I rewatched it in an hour later too. Yes, I really found myself just wanting to, I think maybe just visually, the coolness of it, the amount of lightsabers we got in it. I was like, give it to me again. Like, it's what a lightsaber-filled episode. That's awesome. I loved it. I just want to watch that over and over again. But my overall thoughts of the episode, I just think it was such a fantastic show of combat. That is my biggest compliment to this episode in particular, is the combat. Not only the actual, moves from, one character to another, but the flow of how all the combat worked together, how it wasn't just one fight and then that was the episode. It was this Jackie versus May, Sith Lord killed the other Jedi, then to Sol, then to Jackie, and then to Sol again. And the way this all kind of melded together was just a mixing pot of fighting. I found it kept it really fresh. And it wasn't just like, oh, these two guys are dueling. Like, it was really, really, what's the word I'm going for? There's a word on the tip of my tongue. It was really kinetic. Kinetic, that's the word I'm going for. It was a kinetic fight because there was so much movement to it of who is versing who. And I loved that. It kept it really interesting. You didn't know where the next scene was going to lead, who was going to run and find them and Yord, and then they turn around and Yord comes back with, it's just like back and forth. It was so kinetic and I loved it. Hey, my favorite boyos coming in. Will Silly Willy coming in with a membership for 11 months. Jackie Torso Tunnels. Lon, oh my gee, that is brutal. I'm going with the 3-hole punch. Jackie, I like that one. The best personally. But hey man, clearly here. And Tony, my boy, coming in with the 5 gift subs for them being a part of the race squad. I'm trying to put out a bit more BTS stuff. for members. So you want to be there, check out what's already there, and there is a lot more coming as well, which is really exciting. But thank you so much, Tony, for sharing that joy and the love of the racer. I appreciate it a lot, my friend. That means a lot. Thank you so much. How we doing? Yes, right? I agree with this statement. And okay, controversial opinion, but I really love the Red Throne Room scene in Last Jedi. To me, that's the best lightsaber related fight or battle that we've had in Disney era. That's my number one. I prefer that to Darth Vader's Rogue One hall scene. It's controversial, I know. But this rivals that. To me, like, if my peak is like the Red Throne Room scene, this is like up there. Almost, it could be actually more than it. I could probably like this episode and these scenes more than it, to be honest. My gosh, Will coming in with a $10 redos. Thank you so much, my friend. My head is still spinning, and so is yours. Oh, rip yord. Rip yord. My head's still spinning. That's so good. That is so good. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Also, I'm getting you guys little packages ready of some Australian goodies and some Vegemite, because you guys are gonna try it whether you like it or not. Tony, I don't know how you don't know about Vegemite, but I'm gonna send you guys a little Vegemite pack and some other better Australian goodies as well. So keep an eye out for that. I'll message you guys after. Very exciting. I digress. Let's talk about the episode. What's happening? Let's get the other banner on the screen. How we're doing? There's so many comments today. I'm so sorry. I'm already behind on everything. I know. Our boy's got a sleeper build. Me neither. And we'll talk about both of the death scenes because they were pretty crazy. Yes, kinetic is a good word for it, right? I feel like that's a good word. Hey, Rattle, how you doing? That's okay, brother. I'm glad you're here. We're glad you are here. So many deaths in this yeah, it was pretty crazy. Pretty insane how many they just knocked off in this episode. Kind of crazy. They kept the promise. They said they were going to rival Duel of Fates. I know, and I've been seeing this. I kind of forgot. I thought actually that quote was for Ahsoka, but it was for this show. But I see a lot of people going on, how dare you, whatever. And I mean, this is coming from the world's biggest Phantom Menace fan, I want to claim. I love the Phantom Menace. I love the Duel of the Fates. I love that movie with all my heart. Favorite movie, and nothing will come close to it. And I really appreciate the sentiment they have with that comment. I don't know who. I think it might have been probably Leslie. I really appreciate the sentiment. Why aren't we trying to? I don't think she was genuinely being like, "Hey, we're gonna be better than you." Like, it wasn't a competitive way. We want to do something as fantastic and impressive as this iconic thing. What a great sentiment. Of course you want to do that. I love that sentiment. So I don't take that negatively as well. And that's coming from someone who loves Phantom Menace. So, not that gives me any more right, but anyway. Emil coming in. Yeah, the confusion and soul caught my attention. Yes, I can't wait to talk about this. In this chapter, he seems more devoted to the dark force with a lot of anger, wanting more to kill than defend life. He wants to cover up the past. Yes, Soul Patrol. I don't trust this guy. I do not trust this guy. He is sus. He's done something in the past. He's very emotional. I don't trust him. I just realized this looks like a Macca's mug. This looks like a McDonald's mug because of the golden arches. It looks like the mug has like the McDonald's logo. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, the brutality of there was a lot of deaths. Even the no-name Jedi that were there as well had some brutal deaths as well, Johnny. Hey. But yeah, Jackie's was insane. Hey, Cody, how you doing? Good, I love it. Ben coming up with a good question. I've seen this just asked before as well. Who's Manny's master? We know he's searching for an acolyte, so that confirms he's the apprentice. Who is the master? That's a good question, and there's a few theories we'll get into. I reckon, because I have some thoughts, but I can be swayed. How do I get back to the? There we go. I'm going. I'll be there. Will you be there? I'll be there. I'll see you there. I'm leaning towards Sol possibly being part of the dark side somehow. Not sure exactly how. Not full Sith, but not enough to know. But enough to know to hide the knowledge of them from other Jedi. That's an interesting thought. So he's not entirely innocent in the fact that he knows something about the Sith. Interesting concept. Interesting concept, Jason. I'm gonna mull that one over. That's interesting. Hey Mick, how you doing? Welcome in. To be flat out, they talked a lot of smack talking about how they would rival the prequel fights, and these are very good for Disney era, but they do not rival those yet. But that's okay. And I'm okay with that. They're probably not going to ever beat those fights. Honestly, I don't think you can ever beat Duel of Fates or Battle of the Heroes. You can't beat those fights. But it's more the sentiment to show something as impressive as. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Sol is sus, right? That guy's not a good guy. We think he's good. I don't know. If you're enjoying this show so far, make sure you're dropping a like on the live. It helps me out a bunch. I appreciate it if you could do that. Anyone catch the triangles in Ep 3 at Coven? Then a triangle death to Jackie? Oh, that's a deep kind of theory or connection you got there, David. But you might be onto something. Basil Brigadiers at Classic. Yeah, oh, it's gonna be great. Absolutely. I'll see you there. First time I've watched Star Wars and felt urged to do push-ups. Don't I was about to make my boy act up my wife watched me type this. Honestly, he made me a little straight. Not gonna lie. Cormier? My boy he's doing something. Keto? Intermittent fasting? I don't know what he's doing. Push-ups? Push-up challenge? What is he doing? Pull-ups? Let's Cormier, drop your workout schedule. Actually, what are those videos that happen? Is it like Men's Health or something? GQ? QC? What's that? What, Vogue? I don't know who does that. Some YouTube thing where they like go into like celebrities' houses and they're like, how do you work out, Mark Wahlberg? Mark Wahlberg's like, 4 a.m. I do 5,000 jumps or something. We got to have that style video, but with Cormier being like, how do you train? That's what we need. We need to know his routine. This is pretty good. Hey, Jazz Wars. Before I get to your comment, what war in Jazz is happening that you have to make an account called Jazz Wars? Or is it you're the Jazz, you look at the Jazz within Star Wars? I want the story of this name, of this account. Jazz Wars. What is there a secret, like deep dive us into the drama within the Jazz community? Anyway, what's your comment? Sorry. Episode 5 was the only good episode so far since Jazz Wars. It won't save the show. Needless to say, this episode was great, honestly. They did a good job with the fights. Well, fair enough if you don't like the show so far, but I'm glad to hear you enjoyed at least one of the episodes, and it being this episode. Very impressive. So, props. Props to you. One of the last episodes. Oh, yes! I only discovered this terminology, or this material, I don't know what to call it. Cortosis. Cortosis, is that how you say it? I'm just assuming that's how you say it. In action, on screen, to counter the lightsabers too. Please school me in the comments about Cortosis. Cortosis. Where did it first appear? Where did it first show up? What book? What comic? What random, 1990s book did this appear in? Let me know in the comments. I haven't looked up, I haven't studied it yet, so let me know. Let me know in the chat. Abby Kenobi. Hey, Abby, thank you so much for giving me a super thanks on the 501st video. I really appreciate that. I haven't caught up on all the comments yet, but I did see you give very generously, so thank you so much for donating, and also thank you for being here. Welcome to the show. Right? What's the routine? So everybody's looking good, right? Like, hey, Megan, you gotta, you just gotta rethink it for a second. Like you are, but you just gotta go, hey, well, I respect, respect. The fact that when Cormier said Jedi will call him a Sith and Sol didn't react to that at all, when at this point the Sith are extinct for 900 years, he's in on the cover-up conspiracy. Now, this is an interesting theory. Hang on, there's the sunlight peeping in. Hang on. Oh. You're not meant to know it's daytime. It's a secret. It's a secret that I'm in daytime right now. You can't know. You can't know. But you know what? I get where you... I like where you're going here, Jason, because I think there's something to... And this is what I'm anticipating with this season, is that I think there's a few of the plot points that are kind of open-ended, where I feel like a lot of people are going too far with like, that doesn't make sense. It was like, I feel like it will. And this might be a point that we pointed out here that it will make sense, and we will find out something more about Sol or something that he's doing or done that makes this makes this make sense. A lot of words today. But I love this theorizing, Jason. Really good. I like it. I like it. Gadriel? You're one letter away from being Galadriel. Spoilers, May kills Sol after he confesses thinking she's Osha. Osha kills May, finding out she killed Sol. Quimir takes Osha on as his acolyte. Did you never find out about the Sith? Now that is a prediction and a half, my friend. That is a prediction, and I think something a little spicy like this might be going down with them. I think that this kind of crossover. There's something. I mean, we'll get to kind of full predictions for this storyline at the end, but I like what you're saying here. It's cool. I like it. I love that. Exactly. Hey, seriously, Star Wars. Hey, man. How you doing? Dropping in. Hey, DB. Member for 17 months. I think you're your longest standing member right now. Almost there, 18 months and almost 5K. Yes, we're getting there. We're almost at 5K subs. What are we at, actually? What are we at, my friends? Let me double check. We're at 4,920 right this second. If you're watching right now and you haven't subbed, you know what to do. Interesting. Cortosis. There you go. I wish that was YouTubers chatted a little more and made live streams debating a little. All in good faith. I feel like the fandom needs to join up. Even when there's different opinions, we all love Star Wars. And it's a great sentiment, JC. I like that. Strange Thoughts says Lightning. We haven't seen either May or Osha wield a lightsaber yet. You know what? I kept anticipating that. I did see... in this episode, May grabbed Kelnaka's saber, which... My only gripe of this episode is I wish they made Kelnaka's a little bit more similar to Gunji's, where it's like Wookiees prefer using like a wood-based saber. I kind of like that concept. I wish they made it a little bit more like that. Oh, I thought you were saying like, oh, he died. And I was like, no, he didn't. He didn't die. But you were saying he did very well. Yes, he did very well in this episode. 100%. 100%. Absolutely. Daphne Keane is one heck of a dual lightsaber wielder. Yes, very Ahsoka. Again, giving me big Ahsoka vibes. I loved it. And she did the reverse as well. That was super cool. I enjoyed that. Does it surprise you that that type of Inquisitor was the one who was helping May? Who was what Inquisitor? What are you talking about, Eli? I need you to explain that a little bit more to me. Well, Ripper just removed that, so the planet became a graveyard. Oh, that's pretty good. I'll give that one to Will. He'll love that one. Graveyard. Insane. Yes. So this is the one thing that I really like, and I hope they're going this way. But calling he's not a Sith, and it's an interesting thing we talk about this lore and things like that. But I like the concept that this is the Knights of Ren. This is the start of the concept and the inception of the Knights of Ren. I like that thought. I think that'll work for the story. I think this could be a really great direction that they take his character. Not to mention he was just good. He was badass. I loved reading some quotes and things about how he trained for this. He trained for 4 months. Hardcore combat training for this episode specifically, which I love. And it came off really well. You can tell the amount of time into this fight. And especially, again, all the kinetic energy into this duel. He was dueling different people. He was hand-to-hand combating a lot of people. I love that. I love that it was really different. A lot of kind of martial arts style. Even his outfit, I found very samurai in a way, and also, but also tying into Star Wars a lot of very Knights of Ren as well. Yeah, I'm with you, David. I think he might be the start of Knights of Ren. I like that. I like that. Need more context. As soon as I saw the jacked arms, I knew it wasn't the witch under the helmet. Yeah, me too. I was like, maybe still Coral, but then I think it was, like a few minutes into the episode, and his arms were like, I was like, okay, this is Quimir. 100% Quimir. 100%. Oh, $11, 11-aroo. Thank you so much, Obi Lee Kenobi. Thank you. I appreciate your generosity. That means a lot. Keeps things going here. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. I'm missing so many comments. I do apologize. There's so much great talk today. I love it. Hey, Palpy. How you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. Why doesn't Soul sense May and Osha? Is he weak in the Force? I mean, Osha was pupil. Well, my basic explanation of that is that we only saw them together for like a minute, and think of like the Force energy that he has just used to survive. He had everyone like killed around him that he was with, literally everyone but Osha, and he's just been dueling and fighting. You do get depleted with the Force and the Force energy. And your own physical energy. Like, we only saw him, like, he wasn't, like, sit down and kind of spend time with May Osha in that moment. So it's like he wouldn't have had time to just sit and think about it. But, like, if he sits down for more than 2 seconds, he'll notice something. Like, in the next episode, I'm predicting that he's going to feel that it's someone different. So that's my reasoning there. Like, I like, he spent like 2 seconds with that, and they were just like walking back to the ship. Everyone just died. He just did this massive duel. Like, of course he's not going to notice. He's not thinking about something. He's not reaching out into the Force to feel something like that. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Yes, I need to go back because I can't off memory remember Kylo's theme, to be honest. So I gotta go back and listen to that. Gotta go back and listen to that. Ben, what have you got for me? Could we get a major twist and Sol be a rival Sith or potential student from the Sith Lord? Some of the quotes from the actors before the show were talking about the Sith infiltrating the Jedi. Look, I love these theories because I think that's a really, really good point. Sol, from the start of the show, I'm like, he's portrayed to be this incredibly nice, gentle Jedi, but I think there's something more, and it's all alluding. I mean, in this photo on the screen here, this is the biggest factor, apart from this episode looking just sick and cool. This was the biggest takeaway I had from this episode, was that the moment he's about to kill Quimir, which, good point to Osha, that this isn't the Jedi way to kill someone who's unarmed. But then Quimir's talking about the darkness he has. Hang on, let me get the exact quote up. Oh, when Master Sol says, what master hides his face from his pupil? He says that to Quimir. And then Quimir says, you tell me. Is very good. So maybe Quimir knows that Sol is actually doing something evil on the back end. And, you know, what master hides his face from his pupil. Maybe maybe Quimir knows Sol is evil, but Sol doesn't know he knows. Is that confusing? Made sense in my head. But I really think that this, like, come on. They're showing a lot of here for Sol. They're showing a lot of here. Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Like, they'll notice immediately. It's just been like 2 seconds, and it's been too chaotic for them to notice. Reread that quote. You tell me, could Sol be his master? Maybe his master that abandoned him on the dark side? Oh, now that's a thought. Because I had a weird idea that maybe Quimir Quimera and Sol were father and son. I had a weird thought, but they would have had maybe more recognition of each other. I don't know. Or maybe Sol had a baby and then like abandoned it because he was a Jedi. I don't know. But I mean, regardless if it's father, maybe like a master like this, that 100% could be a thing. I like this. Yeah, what was the quote? It was, yeah, what master hides his face from his pupil? Sol says. And Quimera says, you tell me. So Quimera not only knows, it sounds like he knows him not just from running into him at that bar thing on the previous planet, that he knows Sol more. I think that's what also supports this theory, Ben, is that Quimera definitely knows more about Sol than just meeting him for like a minute in that bar thing. Interesting. Interesting. Why he says something like, you remember me, Sol? And also Sol says something familiar, whether that's just the fact that they met on that planet for a second. You know, again, it sounds like they both know each other more than they show in this episode. So maybe he could have been his master wearing a mask before. This is so interesting. That is so interesting. Mill coming in saying, for the next step, I think Sol will tell his version to May, while Quimera tells Osha exactly what happened to with the massacre 16 years ago. Remember that Quimera wants to take Osha to the dark side. Yes, and a few of you have been mentioning it since last week, of what if there is that flip. Ben, I think you might have been the one to say this. What if there is that flip and Osha becomes the Acolyte apprentice? I really love that idea. I really love that theory. I think that's a really cool thought. Sam. Sol never returned home with the milk. Yeah. Went out for milk one day. And then he became a Jedi. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Basil is the Sith Lord. He's Palpatine. No, sorry. What the hell did I just say? He's Plagueis. Basil's Plagueis. That's the theory. That's the going theory. We talked a little bit about it. But let's just, give them a bit of more appreciation. But we had two fairly big deaths in this episode. Jackie, this is a great moment. If you haven't checked my reaction, my goodness, was I surprised with these deaths. So check out my reaction. It's out now. It's a good one. A little bit longer than usual as well, because there's a lot happened in this episode. So check it out on the channel now. But we had Jackie, 3-hole punch Jackie, bite the dust in this episode. I felt it coming, though. I felt it coming. You know what it reminded me of? Deep cut here. Nadar, which was Kit Fisto's Padawan, that was like, oh, I'm gonna go fight Grievous. And Kit Fisto was like, Nadar! And then Nadar goes off and tries to defeat Grievous, and then Grievous kills him. It felt like this energy. It felt like that Clone Wars episode. Jackie going off, trying to kind of defeat Quimera. On her own, but the second she was alone with him, I was like, oh, okay, she's not surviving. Like, this guy is a Sith. Like, the amount of like death that he has inflicted already, she's gonna cut it. So it was still pretty shocking, though. It was, and I think also just the brutality. We're back. You got me now? Smacked my microphone and disconnected. But what the hell was I saying? What on earth was I saying? Jackie. She was trying. Yeah, the reaction. I was very shocked in the reaction, but I felt it coming, but it was just still quite shocking to me. That it was like, okay, we're cooking these. We're cooking these Padawans. We're cooking these characters now. They're gone. They're gone. So, I mean, pretty, again, gruesome death. Brutal. Got a lot of the hidden lightsaber Palpatine vibes there. True. A little bit. Yes, me too, Jason. We'll talk about him as well. I really thought, like, it would have made sense, I think, Sol, May, Yord, like, that being the final kind of three. Osha, I should say, Sol, Osha, Yord, like that being, like, that's still a lot of deaths. All the other Jedi died, Jackie died, and maybe Yord was to die at the end of the show. But that was pretty shocking. Like, and the way, again, the brutality of the way he died, it was brutal. I was like, okay, yay. Like, we're going to have Sol, Osha, and Yord, like, team up against Quimir. That was sick. And he's like, bang, bang, bang. And I was just like, whoa. It was pretty gnarly. But I think, you know, that's what this show promised, that darkness and that kind of murderous energy. And it's hitting that. It's hitting that. I think they did that well. But I was shocked to see Jackie go, but I had a slight feeling the second before. Yord was a complete shock, though. Yord was a complete shock to me, honestly. Really, really was. Yeah, I agree with you, Sol. I agree. Like how Quimir proved that it is possible to kill a Jedi without a weapon by killing Yord with his bare hands. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's why, yeah, he makes that good master for May, and he always kept telling her that. But that, yeah, that's it. He proved it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Insane. Insane. Clearly, Quimir is a reckless apprentice trying to overthrow his master. I think the Sith master will off him. I hope they don't retcon who Tenebris or Plagueis are. Also, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But the Jedi are boring characters for the most part. So one-dimensional. Best Star Wars has less space magic. Sees Grunt. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Look at those guns. Look at those guns. He really is ripped. He really worked for this part. I really love that. I really love that. He looks fantastic. He looks absolutely fantastic. I'm not too worried, to be honest. I feel like they're dancing around it pretty well. Jackie dying hurt me more than most Star Wars deaths, but I think Padme's death will always hurt me most. I can't believe how Yord was killed. Jackie and Yord's deaths were maybe a little too brutal, but maybe I think it sets the precedent for the show, and I think they needed something punchy like this. Honestly, as kind of dramatic as it was, I don't feel super emotional about it. I think I felt the punchiness though. I felt the impact of it and the intensity of it. I like that. I wasn't like super sad, but I was like, oh shit, we're going here. Okay, see you later. See you next week. Catch you next time on the racer. Like, it was just, yes, yeah, bye-bye. I think how punchy was really affected me. I was like, oh, that was sick. That was sick. So I was looking at the hollow of Osha's attachment, more proof he's a Sith. That's true. I mean, let's talk about his emotion. And you know what makes sense? You know what I actually like about, if this is the whole concept of going down where Sol actually became, turned a dark Jedi or, against the Jedi. He didn't turn Sith, but maybe he just turned against the Jedi. That stemmed from his emotion and connection. That might make sense if finally the High Council, i.e. Yoda and co., find out all about the situation. Maybe that's why Yoda's so, to Anakin, don't have connection. Stop caring about it. Stop caring about things. Because Yoda's saying that from a place of worry, because a few decades earlier he saw this transpire. So perhaps that's a pretty good connection. That kind of sets Yoda's tone up for the movies and even Clone Wars to be so against emotion. Makes sense. If he's just seen, if it's not Sith, but it's like, oh, I've seen murderous Force beings do shit. Don't go there. Don't have contact. It was a heavily focused thing on Clone Wars. The amount he was trying to say to Anakin, do not feel anything for Ahsoka. Let go of your Padawan. If she goes, same as Luminara, being like, hey, don't be disattached. Bad things will happen. Interesting. Oh, interesting. Talking about yesterday, she said she was really upset about Jackie. I think the general public might have connected with her more than many other characters. Yeah, I mean, the Jackie, I don't know, what do we call them? The Jackie Lecky crew, I don't know. They're pretty strong. They're pretty strong. Actually, I totally did not share this photo from last weekend. But I'll show you right here. Exclusive right now. Let's do it. But at the con on the weekend, I met, and I think her Instagram is like Duchess Cosplay. I met someone cosplaying as Jackie. Hang on, let me go full screen. Let me go full screen here. But I met someone cosplaying as Jackie. And I was like, oh my god. The show's not even done being out. Look how cool is that? She was she was a fantastic Jackie. And her outfit was fantastic. Like the horns and everything. She was awesome. I'll share this photo and tag that cosplayer in it. But she was amazing. It was really, really cool. But yeah, and we talked a little bit about Acolyte, of course, and what she thought of the show and Jackie. And I agree, Jason. There's a lot of people that connected with Jackie a lot, I think. Yeah, I don't know how I haven't shared that photo yet, but it was really cool, really impressive outfit. I don't think she's that popular to people not in the thick of the superhero style movies. Yeah, 100%. I think it's like within Star Wars fans. I think she's popular. Eric, actually, that's a great point to bring up, Eric, because this show is reminding me a bit of Rogue One energy. I was like, okay, this is more about the overall story of the effect of the situation than about the characters themselves, because we're getting these deaths, and as people go, oh, we didn't see enough of them. But I think that's kind of the point. It's like, it's more of the situation that we're trying to get the picture and story of, not the characters. And that's Rogue One. Everyone's like, that was my criticism with Rogue One. I'm like, how am I meant to care about these characters? They're gone by the end of the movie. But it's more of this, these people within the rebellion sacrifice themselves to like defeat the Empire. Like it's the overall story that we're getting at. You know what I mean? Absolutely, Johnny. Get down to those push-ups starting now. Let's all go down. Should we have a Rayside push-up a thong where we all try and see who can get the guns like Quimmy the fastest? I love it. Yeah, time to get yoked. 100%. Why is my thing not working? There we go. Oddly enough, I'm not connecting with Osha and May. I don't know why. Finding it hard to like their characters. Love Sol and Manny's Sith character though. Yeah, if we talk about favorite characters for a moment from this show, I think Yord was a standout for me, and also Yord and I think Yord is actually my favorite. Yord and Quimir, I think they're my favorite. The Sith, yeah, 100%. I think they're my favorite. But let's talk a little bit about where this story takes us. We brought it up just a little bit before. May and Osha, they've done the classic switcheroo. Osha's now with Quimir, and he's like tucking her in for a little night sleep, which is very sweet. And then May has done the good old Canaanified her hair, cut it off, and she's with Sol. Do you think, I think Sol will notice immediately if he like spends more than a second thinking about it. Is Sol going to notice? Is Baz going to be the one to notice that it's May, not Osha? How is this going to pan out? Let me know. What's going to happen next episode? What's going to happen? Sol going to tell May? Well, hang on. They've done the switcheroo, but I think Sol will, because he kept saying, when we're back on the ship, I'll tell you what happened. So he's going to tell what happened with the massacre, his side of the story, but it's going to be to May and not to Osha. Interesting. Yeah, classic. That's okay. We can do both. Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love it. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Who stabbed Osha with a lightsaber? With what? I think that was a shot. No, that wasn't a shot. I don't know. Was it Quimir? I think it was Quimir. Switcheroo, a classic. Oh my gosh. Triggered. Karth showing up in the show. You got it. What's on your mind? Yeah, Karth has got to be in the show, for sure. So already Chicken, you think he's already noticed? And he's just buying into it, like he's just going with it for now? He's just going with it. Interesting. David agreeing. Interesting. I really have no idea where it's going with May and Osha. Not sure if they die, turn to the dark side, or go back to the witches, live a quiet life, etc. I don't know if it matters in the grand scheme. Yeah, I can kind of get what you're saying here. I think I hope, because I feel like this will be an interesting story, they do the switcheroo. I think, Sol maybe telling May what really happened changes her mind, and then Quimir convinces Osha to go dark. I kind of like that concept, to be honest. I think that's kind of fun. I think that's so fun. Caesar really enjoyed this episode, but the transition at times were weird between fights. Some of the dialogue isn't doing it for me, but other than that, awesome You know what? That's a good point. I've talked a lot about what I've loved about this episode, but one thing I didn't enjoy, and I think I said it in my reaction, there was one cut that I was like, oh, were they meant to cut it there? It felt really janky. It was just like we're mid doing something, and then there was like a screen wipe to the next episode, and it didn't feel like the right moment to have that cut. So I kind of get what you mean here. I get what you mean. I did note this too, and it was even in my reaction. I was like, huh? Why did we just change scene right now? Interesting. I know, I was like, they're a little too perfect. But there you go. If Sol is Sith in hiding, does he share the real story of what happened? I think he will. Yeah. He will. Yeah, I've heard other people say this as well. A little bit of an Abeloth energy there, which I can see. A little bit of Abelothian back to it. Very interesting. From a certain point of view. I love it. But I definitely think this show, this was episode 5. We have 6, 7, 8. We have 3 episodes to go. There's still that 3 episodes. They could tell a lot of story in 3 episodes, especially the type of writing and pace this show's at. I feel like they're gonna tell a lot more within this. I am excited for it. Actually, you have a new tattoo on your forehead. That's the main thing. I saw someone else say that, being like, "Oh, he's got to notice the tattoo, for sure." It's gonna be the first thing, right? 100%. They kept doing this slow Star Wars-y transition during the fight, but it's done much better during casual scenes, not action ones. Yes, maybe that's it. Through the dialogue scenes, not the action ones. 100%. Joseph coming in with the 5-pounder-roos. What if Quimir was force sensitive and Mother Cora made him more powerful? So when Sol says he sensed something familiar, he sensed the witch's power. Oh, okay. So you think maybe what if Quimir was force sensitive and Mother Cora made him more powerful? Wow. Interesting. I do think there's something to the witches. And remember Osha kept mentioning to Yor, saying, "Oh, my mother had that power." I forget what power it was to. But my mother had the power to do that. So maybe there's a bit more tied with Quimir had something with the witches. Maybe Quimir's the dad. No, I won't go there. I think there's more of a connection between Quimir and the witches. I think you got a good point here, Joseph, that I hadn't thought about until right now, and I think you're on the money. I think you're in the right direction of some reveal of their connection. I think that's cool. I like that. But thank you for the $5 reduce. Appreciate you. Oh, yes. Is it actually bronze? It does have a bronze look, but if you haven't seen, you've got to check it out. I am so impressed with, this makes sense for branding. It's we just had an epic ass episode, and he was the main character, and his helmet was a big part of the episode. Amazing to 12 hours later be like, hey, grab the helmet. Because everyone's in the mindset of this character being like, oh my God, I love this guy. So I think that's super good marketing. I hilariously, I always love that. When they released the Paz Vizsla helmet, that was a year after he was on screen, and everyone's like, who's this again? But this is good marketing. Do it right now. Everyone wants to buy it now. Hey Marcus, how you doing? I'm on travel in Ohio, watching from my hotel. Hey, shout out to Ohio. Glad am I on the big screen or just on your laptop? Regardless, thank you for dropping in. What did you think of the episode? I've been reading everyone's comments, reading your comments, but let us know now in the live. What did you think? I don't think episode 6 will be a flashback to what really happened on Brendok, and hopefully we get Kelnaka in action. Could next week be a flashback? You know what, Ian? You might have a thought here. It could be a flashback. I would kind of prefer, I think, a flashback near the end. Maybe even finale open or end with a flashback of what really happened or something like that. I think that could be cool. We don't know the episode titles, interestingly. You are the last of the Jedi, kind of, sort of, not really. It's all from a certain point of view. True. Who is telling the story in the end? Yeah. The Polynesian Spa. Osha also talks about her mother could. That's right. What was the thing? Get into a Jedi's mind, like how you're described to her. So I think there is some connection there. Yes, there's something with Quimir or something. Someone. Soul? Maybe they're controlling. I don't know. Something's there, Donna, and we're gonna figure it out. But that's it. Yes, that was one of the mind things that she was like, my mom can do that. Did they ever hint at why Kalnaka was drawing the witch's iconography all over his walls? They haven't brought it up, but I think it's still an interesting point that he was trying to figure something out about the witches. I think they knew something about the witches that they weren't meant to know. Maybe that's something to do with why they had to all die. I don't know, but it's a good point. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, Cobra, because I think that's going to come back in some way or form. The helmet had Kylo Ren vibe with the Wilder Together section, another link to the Knights of Ren. Yes, I like the link. Because that's, in the biggest scheme of things with Star Wars, I think we need a lot more context and content around the sequels. And you know what? This is actually cool. If this is somehow like building up of Knights of Ren, because that's one of my things of the sequels. I'm like, oh, we don't know who the Knights of Ren are, and we don't care about them. Well, I don't care about them enough. But this could be cool. And then rewatching it, knowing like the Knights of Ren, seeing them a little bit in those movies, kind of cool. I think that's a cool connection. Yeah, 100%. I thought the consequences, wounds, and death being back in Star Wars was fantastic. My main confusion was with Osha, particularly May. May's actions and motivations confuse me. I'm kind of with you there. But I think that's a part of the mystery, in my opinion. I feel, because I'm wanting there to be some resolution with that of what's the ultimate goal here. I think in simplistic form right now for me, May wants to be with Osha. May wants to be together with Osha, and she wants to be that witch and be free and be independent. And May wants to not be a Jedi, but do something better and more well-to-do in the galaxy. I think that's the general gist. I don't know. I will be at Oz Comic Con in September. I shall be there. You betcha. Where's Timmy? Hey, Tim. How you doing? 10,000% agree. I really hope we get to the point where we can finally fill in the rest of the galaxy around the time of the sequel films. So there's more context and the story makes more sense. Eventually, yeah, 100%. Are you kidding? Yeah, 100%. I mean, the prequels are good. Revenge of the Sith is very good. Attack of the Clones is very good. The Clone Wars, I feel like, strengthen those movies a bunch. MJ in the chat. I think episode 6 will be May telling Sol the story from her point of view, how she saw the Jedi attack the witches, and episode 7 and 8 will show the Jedi POV. The witches using power to make the Jedi attack first. So is it as simple as the Jedi in Dara, Sol, Kalnaka, Torben were like, hey, these ladies are kooky, let's get rid of them, because we don't want these black magic kind of getting out in the world. Is that what we're going with? Or galaxy, I should say. Is that what we're going with? So they're wanting to stop them? Perhaps. I think episode 7 will be a flashback because it has the same director as episode 3. Oh, interesting point, Joseph, actually. Makes more sense to keep the same director for the flashbacks. I think that's a better placement. Episode 6, I don't feel like we're going to get a flashback next week. And I don't feel like it's right to have a flashback in the last episode. Episode 7 might be where it's at. Absolutely. Exactly, Marcus. And I think we're on the road to finally having some questions. I think Mando and even Ahsoka are doing a lot for the whole cloning, Snoke, even Bad Batch, giving a lot more energy to the context of Snoke and cloning and Palpatine storyline. But this is cool. Like, if we're getting, backstory of Knights of Ren in here, sick. I like that. Tim, I still Can you please in the Discord somewhere tell us the whole story? How the hell did you get banned from Star Wars Republic, dude? What did you do? What did you do? Anyway, gang, what a great full-on discussion we have had today. But there is where we shall leave the thoughts and speculation. I'm really happy with what this episode gave us. I think we're on the road to an impressive end of the season. A lot of story points still happening, still moving around, still getting cemented into the story. But I have faith in the ending of this season and of this show. I cannot wait for it. Thank you so much for joining in the discussion today. Incredible theories, incredible thoughts. I love hearing them. Make sure you check out the reaction video that is out right now. Let me know what you reacted most to in that video, as well as my review video I'm working on right now. Apologies that I didn't get one out last week, but the weekend was kind of crazy. But my review of this episode, all the Easter eggs and thoughts I had about this will be dropping tomorrow, so keep your eyes peeled for that. There is a bunch of content if you haven't caught up on all the Thames stuff. I did a fantastic look into the 501st at Supernova Sydney, so make sure you check that out if you haven't already. And when will I next see you? I will next see you if I can get the banner up quick enough. Oh no, I don't have the banner. Hang on. Oh my god. Star Wars Radio Hour every Sunday night. Oh my god. Get the banner on the screen, Hannah. God damn. Star Wars Radio Hour. I'll see you Sunday night. Where we talk about anything Star Wars that has happened this week. That's apart from the Acolyte. That's apart from the show that's happening. We just sit down, talk Star Wars, and go crazy with it. It's a good time. So make sure you are there for your Sunday night wrap-up of Star Wars fun. Maybe, perhaps. I don't know. I don't think I have that many fans in Australia, but we can. All 5 of us. We'll meet up. We can do that. Oh, I love it. I love it. Jalil, so great to chat, and the vibes have been so high and positive for this, which have been amazing to see. Absolutely. It's been a good time chatting with everyone. Have a rad day. Absolutely. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you for the $2 dues. Appreciate it. Love this ep, says David. I'm focused on the Sith and where they come from. Who is the real Lord is. Don't think it's revealed yet. Can't wait for it. Can't wait for it. Fantastic theories coming out of you, Jason, today. Thank you so much, my friend. It's a very, very good conversation. Chicken, great show, y'all. You're all wrong about everything. I love chicken. So that is so unhinged, my friend. So unhinged. But thank you so much. I'll catch you Sunday night. Have a great rest of the week. Catch up on all the race side content that has been coming out. And I'll see you very soon. Make sure that you always choose the race side.